Hello, my Tracy's Total Wellness community. Welcome to our Pillars of Wellness introductory series. Today, we're going to be exploring the pillar of body and how to access a deeper wisdom to your body, learning when to know to protect it and when to know when it's sharing insights. Today, we're going to explore specific techniques in the element of body. And I have my lovely helper, one of our Tracy's Total Wellness team members, Rita, also known as BB Soto, here today to share with us some of her personal insights. Some of the things we're exploring today is going to be about our internal body. This could be our hormones. This could be specific things going on in our systems. The lovely vessel underneath the skin, the heart that beats our lives. We're going to explore what I like to call the dis-eases of our body, from that internal all the way to the external. How stress lives in our body. As a body worker and a yoga teacher for almost 20 years now, I have noticed, for women in particular, stress lives in their jaw, trying to keep it all together. We tend to hold the weight of the world on our shoulders, and a lot of back issues can be stress related. We're also going to explore what it is around the masculine and the feminine energy and how our bodies can share insights. And then for all you empaths and highly sensitive people out there like me, we're going to also share how other people's or outside source energy can affect us. For many of my clients as massage, I have noticed some people might be that pain in the neck or that pain in the butt. We probably know who they are. Today I wanted to share with you some of my stories, and then I'm going to ask BB Soto here to share hers as well. As we went through some of these, I encourage you, jot down what you already know. And then at the end, I'm going to be sharing with you some different rituals to get a deeper insight and understanding. For me, I've had hormonal issues from low thyroid, low progesterone, and some low cortisol issues when I was younger. Those made me feel fatigued, made me feel depressed. It really affected my vitality of my life. So those things within my body, as I call it, were those dis-eases, not allowing me to feel like I could live my life. I also have cervical spine issues. My parents say it's probably from being a little bit of a crazy kid growing up. And it's something that I have to make sure I'm constantly maintaining with body work, with my yoga, my Pilates, as well as some chiropractic care and other natural practitioner care. That is vital for me because it's a part of my body that when it doesn't work, I don't feel well. Growing a little bit older now into that age, I'm starting to have to take care of these lovely things. My knees, I've been going back to Pilates and getting stronger in my core. I have a family line of women getting knee replacements in their 60s, and I'm trying to eradicate that part of my family line. So when we look at the Tracy's Total Wellness approach and we look at transforming these stories we're creating about our family lineage, about our identity, the legacy we want to live in this world, we are looking at everything, even our body, and how self-care and taking care of this vessel can actually be a benefit to our lineage, to the communities we are around, and the people that we influence. So I would love for you now, my lovely team member here, to share any of your insights from different things that have affected your body that you think could be really beneficial for the community.
Hi, well, I'm BB Soto, and I was diagnosed a few years ago with PTSD, so I've done a lot of research on it because I also have a pretty significant hormonal imbalance. And after learning about it, the numbers show that a high amount of women who have PTSD, maybe even anxiety, often have the same kind of hormonal imbalance around their cycle that I have, due to the fact that your body gets stuck in pumping cortisol out for so many years, and it completely destroys the balance of the hormones. So that took years and years and years of really getting it under a regular flow, really, and tracking the symptoms and everything like that, but and giving myself space and grace to have the lower weeks of the month. And so now I actually kind of enjoy those because those are usually my like introspective time. Because as an empath, I will be exhausted if I spend way too much time being actively engaged. I love people. I love people so much, but I have to really look at the way that I spend time with people.
Yeah.
So it's almost like my hormones gave me this built-in time to then have an excuse to say, okay, it's quiet time, it's rest time. But it caused chronic fatigue for a really long time that was able to be really helped with some herbal remedies and things like that over time. I too have, Tracy knows very well that I have significant back issues. So my stress in my body lives everywhere that's related to the spine. I know when I'm having relationship problems and I'm not speaking up when it's neck and jaw. I know when I'm overwhelmed with work and stress and family, because then it's in the shoulders. And I know that it's emotional and most likely like empathic and also the physical. My stress over my physical limitations all lives here in the lower back. And so, I know that I learned the jaw from you specifically. You released my jaw a couple times during massages, and the emotional release that came with it was the first time I really remember experiencing the connection between physically holding on to things. And ever since then, that I pay attention to that. Like if I'm feeling that pain in my jaw or the neck or the tension, I'm like, who am I not talking to? What am I not saying? How am I not speaking up for myself? What do I need to do about this?
Yeah, and that's a really great insight that we're sharing with you today, is listening to the way that your body is communicating with you. As BB Soto here shared with you, it's the jaw stuff is about conversations with others. What are we holding back? Many of you might have heard the phrase, the issues are in the tissues. Our system, our muscular system is intricate, but on top of it, there is connective tissue that lives throughout our entire body. And that actually webs into our organs and everything. It's what keeps us having a shape. It also has its own wisdom. And so trauma, as you mentioned, just things going on in daily life, stress, other people, they will affect us. And then our tissue almost holds on to it. It's like, okay, until we can handle this, or just to make sure you can get through the day, I'll hold on to this. How often do we not let our bodies release it and let it go until it continues to hold on, and then those dis-eases become chronic or acute issues? Some of the things here, you're going to start to notice what are the messages your body is saying. And I love that you shared giving yourself grace. For me, when depression starts to kick in and fatigue, I used to shame it. I used to be embarrassed that it's something I still dealt with. When I'm having my neck issues that used to cause migraines, I felt like I wasn't good enough, and why did I have to deal with these things? You might have the things going on in your physical body that makes you feel less than. What if you changed that story and you allowed it to be just a message, an indicator of, hey, ding ding, something needs to change? That's what pain is. At the exact definition, it's just an indicator that something needs to change. Give yourself grace and then make more empowered changes, daily habits that can allow you to become the vitality and the love of the life you live. That's what we're looking at, loving your life and feeling great while you're living your life. So today we're going to share a little ritual that can help you to understand the insights of your body more. Now, I love to bring on essential oils, and we both chose our own blends. She chose a little more of the relaxing blend with the florals. Florals
right.
help us sleep. They help us calm down. So if sleep is one of the things your physical body has trouble with, or stress or overwhelm, the florals are great. And for me, because I had mentioned too, like I struggle sometimes with depression and fatigue, I got a mint blend. Mints wake you up and help you focus. When you're applying oils in a physical way, I love to apply it to a few different spots. One of my favorite is you just take a drop And then you just rub the oil. And I love to just put it on my sternum and applying the oil to the sternum and then the neck. You have your beautiful brain stem here, so just applying it to the neck. Now what you can also do is give yourself a little massage, as you're applying essential oils, or maybe when we're doing specific things for our neck. We want to be in alignment with how the system is. When we're doing maybe things for that pain in our butt, we want to give it a little bit of love. So you'll apply this to the sternum and the neck, and you want to then take those nice, deep, beautiful breaths in. If you're someone that's wanting to wake up right now, it could be you stretch up and you stretch the body as you're taking these 3 deep breaths. And then you allow the body to move and stretch and shake. Maybe if you're sedating and it's more of, and you're sighing it out. So you can see now how you're able to really affect the way that you feel just from taking some nice deep breaths with an essential oil. Now, some of our common areas that we get stressed in, or where we might notice other people's energy is sitting within the body, can be the neck and the shoulders, can be the back. We also have our glutes. As women, when we get stressed, sometimes we squeeze those babies,
Feel trying that in the sciatic nerve.
Trying to control everything. So a few easy stretches that you can do, and you take 3 deep breaths while you're stretching, is you just take one ear to one shoulder. Now to enhance this, you can allow the arm to lower down. If you feel like the front body is more stressed, you can look up. If you feel like the back, and you just take those 3 full deep breaths. And then you would just come on up and move to the other side. We tend to, with posture, carrying so much, this part of the body tends to get a little bit more locked up. And then after those 3, you would come out and gentle shoulder rolls. They work great. Again, I love the power of 3 for mini rituals. And then you give yourself a nice hug. This will stretch your shoulders. And you can feel the shoulders release. And again, after you do those 3 deep breaths, you would just change. So you're hugging to the other side, giving those shoulders a nice stretch. And you're going to begin to notice, even with a couple breaths, the body starts to change. Now with the glutes, we can get some nice stretches. One of my favorites is you just take your leg right over and you lean forward, and it'll give your glute a nice stretch. Now you can obviously do this laying down, and you would just hug that knee right into your chest, and you can get that lovely stretch that way. Great way for your glutes. Now as she's stretching her glutes, I'm going to show how to just ragdoll. And as you ragdoll, this will give your back a nice stretch. You even just roll the arms. And again, you take 3 deep breaths when you're down in forward fold, and then you would just stack your vertebra all the way back up. Look at that, a couple stretches, probably your body is feeling a little bit better and well. Now, my call to action for all of you here with our body pillar is I encourage you to do a 10-minute body scan meditation. Set aside just 10 minutes and do a scan of the body. Figure out what some of your indicators are. Do you notice where you are having stress living in the tissue? Other people's energy. In the space of the stillness, you can start to gently observe sensations. You can see them as messages from the universe that can come through the body. It is deep wisdom. Record what these are so that when you have them again, you remember what they are, and you can have a reminder now to the connection of something greater versus anything attached to shame and blame. My longer withstanding call to action is beyond the 24 hours. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to continue to listen to your body daily. We can do something like this, just like a book, read it, close it up and put it right back on the bookcase and never open it or think about it again. When it's coming to well-being, you want this to be consistent and persistent. So allow your body's messages to constantly share with you insights. Record them, track them down. Then you're going to know the right support you need. At Tracy's Total Wellness, we support women from the body all the way to the soul with different practices and techniques that also can empower you while you're at home to support your own self-care. I'm here, there's resources available, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out right from my website, tracystotalwellness.com, or if you're seeing this video somewhere, please feel free to comment. Your body is asking you to take care of it today, and we hope that some of these insights gave you a deeper understanding of how to be well in your body. I want to thank my lovely team member here to share her insights, and I can't wait to hear some of yours. And as always, I'm Tracy's Total Wellness, and be well.